Since you are a writer, I need to understand from your perspective, your opinion on the 50 years of emergency.
Look, I am at my core a Democrat, right? And I think every point of view has a right to be spoken. And India is not a country that can run well without democratic debates. Democracy, by democracy, I don't mean the Western paradigm of democracy. Okay.
What do you, can you elaborate this Western paradigm?
Because they call it liberal democracy,
Yeah.
where they think that America attacking Libya and to enforce their version of democracy on it is democracy. That's not democracy. Right? By democracy, I mean debates between different groups. There are things that I feel very strongly. But if I lose a debate to someone else in a democratic election, then fine, I have to accept it. That is the Indian way, right? So, for example, I actually believe that we must have more delegation of authorities. We must have even the district levels much more powerful. There are many things like this. Like I think the language movement is actually good. It actually strengthens democracy, in my opinion, right? Some who agree, some who disagree. What the emergency did is stop this debate. That is what was core wrong with it, right? I'm not anti-efficiency, okay? But where this debate stops, and that's what the emergency did, because you actually just locked up one side, right? That was what was unfortunate. And that's a lesson we must learn. And not so much about blaming people today for what may have happened 50 years ago. That I think is not helpful. But we must never allow that to happen again, right? Because the kind of people we are basically an argumentative people. And if we don't allow these debates to happen, that's when we end up having chaos in our country. Okay. But I also believe that once you've lost a debate, then you have to accept it. It's like it can't be that I lost the election, so then I think the election itself is unfair. No, that is not fair. Convince the people once again. Or I fought on a policy and I lost the election, then I'll go to the Supreme Court and get that policy enforced. That is not good, right? It has to be within the debating space. If you notice, even in religion, in our traditional way, our kings never enforced a religion. I'm talking about Indian kings, not the invaders. They never enforced a religion. People would debate and they would decide, unko kya karna hai, aapke upar hai bhai. That is the Indian way. Shastrarth is the Indian way. Vada is the Indian way. The emergency went against that. So it's not just about morality. It was bad for our country. Our country cannot run that way. Our country runs on debates. हमारा देश तो ये है where even gods would not enforce their will. Lord Krishna also did not enforce. शास्त्रार्थ हो रहा है and he would say, भाई ये this is my view, तुम्हें नहीं मानना है मत मानो. He told Arjun also on the 18th adhyaya, I have given you knowledge. Bhai, up to you now, you decide. Right? This is our way. Emergency went against our fundamental way of thinking and living. We should never allow that to happen again.